What is up, warriors, and
Up
welcome
geht's.
back to another video and another follow along. Today, I've got one for you focused specifically on the hamstrings. This is version 2 of the routine. The original one, I will link in the description down below as well. For this one, we're going to take a slightly different approach and mix things up a bit for those of you who have just been doing this regularly. Right next to it is also a link to the offline version PDF, which you can download to follow along at home as well. Right, let's jump straight into it. For this routine today, you're probably going to need a couple of yoga blocks, and you're also going to need a band or a strap or something. I actually personally prefer a resistance band. For those of you who don't have any, I have some for sale on my shop, which again is linked down below. Make sure you have those two things and we should be good to go. Before we jump into this routine, I want you guys just to check your pike, your forward fold, and see how it is. So we're just gonna hop up into a pike position. We're gonna have feet pretty close together, 6 inches apart, and we're just gonna see, we're gonna figure out where is our hamstring flexibility at. For this one, just set up a camera, take a picture, take a video, see what your starting point is. We're then gonna go through the routine and then see how much range you gain in the next 15 and 20 minutes. Right, let's get kicking off with the usual favourite on this channel. We're gonna do hips and hip swivels. We're gonna start by warming up the hips. So we're gonna drop them both to the left-hand side. Try as well when you're doing this, keep that torso neutral in the center. Come back to the center, and drop to the right-hand side this time. So moving from internal to external. We're going to start off this routine. We're going to work a little bit on the hips. We're going to work a little bit on the calves. We're going to do some gristly stuff, and then we're going to
wenn der eine Werbung reinhaut,
and as I said, we're going to see how much improvement we get. We're going to do 10 of these in total, so 5 per side. Number 6. Just pause for a few seconds on each rotation. So last one per side now. Gonna finish on that right-hand side. And then we're actually gonna come into what would be called a tailor pose or a butterfly pose. So I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see me a little bit better. We're gonna come into our tailor pose. We're gonna put our hands behind us on the floor. We're just gonna lift so our glutes are hovering off the ground. From here, we're just gonna try and pull our knees down towards the ground. So squeeze our glutes. I'm just going to shift forward, get the hips nice and close to the feet, and then shift back. We're just going to do 5 of these. We pause in that position. Big focus should be on the glutes, actively pulling the knees down. So 5 of these, just pause here. And then last one. All right, so what we're gonna do actually is we're gonna stay in this butterfly position, but I want you to be able to sit comfortably with your back against the wall. The reason we do the back against the wall is because it helps to relax our hip flexors in this position. So we're gonna bring ourselves into a nice butterfly pose. If you're all the way up here in this position, then just get some yoga blocks to elevate your hips and sit on. From here, we're just gonna do a little bit of a QL stretch first of all. So we're gonna lean down towards our right-hand side. We're gonna try and keep the back nice against the wall. I'm just going to press this knee away from us. We're going to reach over. If you want to make the stretch extra nice, you can bring that hand overhead. And we're just going to relax here. You should be making a conscious effort the whole time to try and actively pull this knee down towards the ground. So what we want to do here now, we're just going to sit and breathe for about 30 seconds. I want to try and think when you breathe in, really expand the rib cage. And also try to open that chest up as well. Try to not come round. So if you can't, just come up a little bit higher. So just come back to the center. We're gonna reach that right arm down. We can just sit in this position first of all, pushing that knee away if we want, or we can do the active version. So we're gonna place hand on the head, rotate into the wall, pull that knee down, and just breathe. Gonna hold again for about 30 seconds. Nice deep breaths. Again, expanding that rib cage. And sinking deeper if you can do. Last little bit, we're just gonna come back to the middle. Right, so come back to the center. If you need to, if you're a little bit uncomfortable in this position, just feel free to get up and shake things off. I'll give you sort of 10 seconds to do that, straighten the legs. But you're gonna need to come back to this tailor pose position again. So now wedge our bum right against the wall in a comfortable level of diamond. So ideally we want the feet as close to our hips as we can. Therefore it feels uncomfortable if you can't quite sit there. If you can't get a nice upright posture, if you're kind of leaning back, just move the feet slightly further away. Gonna place hands on the knees. We're gonna try and press down. We're gonna first of all, we're gonna try and actively lift our knees up into our hands. And then we're gonna actively use our glutes, try to squeeze our bum as hard as we can to pull down. So we're gonna spend 5 seconds lifting up, 5 seconds lifting down. We're gonna do 3 of those. So push ourselves into a stretch, gonna lift up into the hands for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. And we're gonna try and squeeze our glutes as hard as we can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're just going to relax. So we're going to do one more. So we're going to squeeze 2 more movements. We're going to squeeze in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to engage our glutes. Squeeze the glutes really, really hard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm counting to 7. Relax. I've lost the plot today. Right, one last one. Okay, we're gonna pull the knees up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stop at 5 this time. Relax. Sink a little bit deeper. Last one. Squeeze those glutes as hard as you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're just gonna hold this last position for about 10 seconds. This time I actually can count to 10. So all this is doing is just getting the glutes working, opening up the hips as well, opening up the adductors, which can limit hamstring flexibility as well. Right, we can move out from that one, tensely get up like a granddad, maybe come back into the middle. We're just gonna do a couple of hip swivels, just to kind of loosen those hips back up. Oh. It's not feeling particularly nice, I can't lie. All right, we're gonna come into this hip swivel position. We're gonna actually do just a little glute stretch, but we're gonna add a little bit of a twist to it. So we're gonna come to this right-hand side. We're gonna come into our 90-90 position. We're gonna bring that chest forward. And then from here, we're then gonna shift. So usually we do chest over the thigh. We're now gonna come forward, we're gonna shift our weight. So we're doing chest to foot. Now again, if this isn't comfortable, if you can't quite sit here, if you're kind of falling over to the side, make sure you get some of those yoga blocks, wedge them underneath your hip so you can comfortably sit in this position. We're gonna come forward into that front position, chest going over the foot, and what we're gonna try and do is we're gonna try and press this knee into the ground. So we're gonna hold 5 seconds, pressing the knee into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're just gonna try and breathe, and we're gonna try and sink deeper into it. This time, usually I would say you wanna keep a nice neutral spine, focus on rolling the hips. This time I'm fine with you rounding the chest a little bit. We're gonna do 2 more of those. So we're gonna press that knee into the ground, pressing this knee down, using the glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sink a little bit deeper. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. After we've done those, we're just going to turn now to the U direction. So we're turning, so our chest is over our thigh. I'm just going to lean forward to a point of stretch. So we should feel that stretch in the glute on this front leg. I'm going to hold for 10 to 15 seconds just to finish up. Right, come back to center, hip swivel again over to the other side. Find that 90-90 again. If you need to elevate those hips, get yourself comfortable, do everything you need to do. Again, roll forward, roll those hips, come over. We're then going to shift ourselves over to that foot. And And we do the same thing. So we're gonna try and really wedge ourselves in there. We're gonna press that knee down into the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely, try to sink a little bit deeper. We're gonna press again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try and sink a little bit deeper. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And we're just going to rotate, turn, so the chest is over that thigh. We're just going to hold for another 10 to 15 seconds, feeling that stretch on the glute of this front leg. It should feel like a nice stretch, not too intense. Perfect. Shake things off. We're now going to take a look at the calves. This is where you're going to need your yoga block.
Okay.
We come to a donkey calf position, so we're going to do a calf stretch with our torso flexed. So we're going to place our foot on the yoga block so we have that pointer stretch, and we're just going to basically lean forward so we can find that stretch on the calf with a little bit of a stretch on the hamstring. Don't want a massive stretch on the hamstring, so you can get yourself an object to elevate and support yourself here. I'm just going to use a yoga block. If this is too intense for you, then feel like you can get yourself, a chair, whatever it is that you need to be upright, so you can feel that stretch in the calf, a little bit into the hamstring as well, but mostly the calf. So I'm going to get myself into a pointer stretch. I'm going to start with the right hand side up on that block. If you want to, you can also use another block, so you can really sink that calf down into it. Right, from this position, we're going to try and do some PNF. So we're going to do 3 reps per side again. We're going to press our foot into the ground, like we're going to do a calf raise, but we're not going to move anywhere. And then afterwards, we're just going to relax. So first rep, press the calf down into the ground. We'll press the feet, the balls of the feet into the block. Keep holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just relax. So each time we relax, we're going to try and sink a little bit deeper, but to do that, we can just move ourselves a little bit further forward. I'm going to press that calf down again. So press. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come a little bit further forward.
Ist jetzt sehr improvisiert.
Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Just going to swap sides. It's went too long there. It's not particularly pleasant. So get that left foot, get the foot as sort of much into that dorsiflexion position as you can, and then we're going to try and elevate our front, and then we're going to lean into a point of stretch, making sure you keep the leg locked when you're doing this. So again, we're going to perform that PNF. So 3 reps. Press the ball of the foot into that block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to go a little bit deeper. Let's do one more. 2 more even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Relax. A little bit deeper, a little bit further forward. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, I'm going to move these blocks away for the moment. We're going to bring ourselves into our best downward dog position. So this is more about the calves and hamstrings. So if you can't open the shoulders, or if you need to be more open and upright, you can break the shoulder line, and we can just do some downward dog walks. And we're just going to focus on getting that ankle to the floor, straightening the leg, and feeling like we can pull and arch our back as much as possible. It's not round, arch it. Try to stick your butt out. If you had some headlights on your bum, you're going to imagine like you're going to shine them towards the ceiling. So I'm just going to do about 20 of these, just moving back and forth. So last couple. So 2 more, 1 per side. We're going to come forward, we're going to shift into an upward dog position just to kind of relax, stretch everything out a bit, and get ready to do the fun stuff. Right, so from here, this is where you're going to want to use your band or your strap or your belt, whatever it is that you have that you can loop around your foot.
bed?
We're going to lie down. I'm going to start with the right hand side. So I'm going to loop my foot around the band. I'm going to pull myself into a point of stretch. Now this is where the fun part happens. We're going to let the foot go across, so it's just overside the other leg, which means you're going to start instantly feeling this kind of gristly stretch on the outside of the hamstring, this side of the leg, kind of that IT band area. From here, we're going to make sure we keep our hips flat, and we're just going to bend the knee, pulling the knee towards the chest, and straighten the leg. We're going to do 20 of these, so make sure you're keeping a little bit of tension on the band so you have a slight stretch, but you should go from straight leg to bent leg where there isn't much stretch, back to straight leg where there is that nasty little stretch. So we're going to do 20 of these per side. So make sure the foot always stays moving across the body line. So you can do it nice and quick, kind of a 1-1-1 tempo. Pause for a second in that stretch. Come back. So we've got about another 5 more here. So 20 per side.
Ich gar nicht mit.
Last one for me.
Hier mit. Perfekt,
5. Nice. I'm going to shift around so you guys can see this one a little bit better, but it's essentially the same drill. So remember, come into that point of stretch. Drop the leg over the center line, and we're going to go from bent leg to straight leg. Always keeping that foot across the line, but making sure you're keeping those hips pinned down on the floor. $20 on each side, remember.
Wieder nicht mit.
Number 5 here. Keep making sure you straighten the leg all the way. And pause for a second, look for that stretch. Really nasty stretch down the side of the leg. Last one. And we can put that one away. We're done for the moment. Right. This is where you're going to need that block again. So there's 2 levels to this next stretch that we're going to be doing. So the first one is if you can comfortably get palms to floor in a pike position. So if we go into a pike position, if you can get palms to floor here, then you're going to do the second variation. If you are up here, you can't get your palms to floor, you do the first variation. So you're going to need a yoga block, an object of reasonable size, and we're going to stand up in pike position. We're going to place this yoga block right in between our stomach and our thighs, and we're going to come down to a proper stretch.
Das ist ein paar Liegestütze.
Support ourselves if you need to.
Perfekt.
From here, we're going to try and
alle
contract the
danach.
quads, contract the core, and we're going to try and crush this object between our legs as hard as we can. So we're going to try and pull ourselves and try and connect ourselves together. The second variation, for those of you who have that primary
Dankeschön für die Follows.
position, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it in a seated position. Just really wedge it in there, reach the hands forward. Remember, you're going to try and squeeze your quads as hard as you can, squeeze your stomach together. You're going to try and crush the object. 5, 4, 3, as hard as you can. 2, 1, relax. When we relax, we can try and move this object a little bit deeper into the stretch and repeat the same thing. So again, try and crush. 1, 2, 3, really as hard as you can. Squeeze those quads. 4, 5. Gonna come out a bit, and we're gonna do 1, Last one, really try to crush that block. Reach those fingertips
Nice,
forward
crush
and
you.
down as far as you
Like
can.
it.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right, we're going to pair this straight away with some slide outs. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring ourselves into a nice tuck position. So again, this is level 1, you're going to do this hugging yourself. Level 2, you're going to do this with hands around your feet. So I'm going to just demo the hugging yourself one. So we're going to bring ourselves into a nice tuck. We're going to try and keep that connection between our stomach and our thighs. And we're going to let our feet slide out. Once we feel a point of stretch, we're going to hold this position. We're going to feel that stretch in the hamstrings. If you're here with the hands on first, also fine. Once we're in a point of stretch, we don't want to let our calf stretch. We're going to try and do a hamstring curl. So we're going to push our heels down into the ground. Going to hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to try and squeeze our quads to push ourselves deeper into the stretch. Go a little bit deeper, and we'll do the same thing again. So we'll go hamstring curl. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to try and squeeze our quads. Make sure you're keeping that connection with your stomach and the thighs though. Last one, hamstring curl. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze the quads. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then whatever position we're in, we're just going to hold this for 20.
Oha, gucken die an.
It's nice, relaxed, not a relaxed stretch. Should be relatively intense. We're going to try and pull ourselves actively deeper.
Ja. In seinen Füßen. Bein. In seinem Bein.
Keep holding. 1. Perfect. Intense, hard? Good, I hope so. Right, we're going to shake the things off. We're going to give ourselves 20 seconds. We're going to repeat that one final time. So whichever one you were doing beforehand, whether that was the stood up one, whether that was the seated one, we're going to get ourselves back into that position. If you want to, we can just do a couple of tabletop lifts, just to kind of do the opposite motion. Squeeze the glutes, open the chest, and we'll do one last one. So, get back into that original position, grab your yoga block, whatever it is. We're going to try and do that crush again. So wedge that block in, reach the hands forward, reach the hands down, and do that crush. Maximum effort, really squeeze the quads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to try and relax. We're just going to try and stay as much as we can in the stretch though, even when we're relaxed. Do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, move that block out if you need to. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, we're going to come back up. I'm going to go back into our pike hug, our pike slide out. So whatever you had beforehand, I'm now going to do the feet, hands connected to the feet one. If this is still too easy, if you're able to get all the way down, you go extra level up. You get your yoga block on your feet and you give yourself a little bit of extra distance. So we're going to slide down. My bum wants to slide more than my feet, so I'm going to come forward. So again, going to try and keep that chest and that thigh lock. So we're going to slide down into a pointed stretch. Keep the chest up. I'm going to do that hamstring curl. So I'm going to try and drive my heels into the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sink down, squeeze the quads. Sink down a little bit. We're going to do this again. So we're going to drive those heels down to the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze the quads. Try to push those hips back, sink down a little bit deeper. Last one. Heels curl into the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze the quads. sink a little bit deeper. Can try and shuffle the hips back. Try and get more of that
Digga, der ist ja
rotation
komplett
power that you need.
ausgestreckt. Mir fehlen, keine Ahnung, 10 cm.
You are done. So, we're just going to finish up. We're going to lift ourselves into the tabletop pose.
Nee, andersrum.
Squeeze those glutes, squeeze those hamstrings. And rock forward a bit. Just generally open up. Come down into a squat. And let's shift into just an upward dog position. We've done a lot of stretching with our spine flex. We're just going to do a little bit of loosening up with the spine extended. And then what we're going to do is we're going to test our pike. So we had that before, we had that. Now we're going to see what we have as the after. So come to that standing position, same position with the feet. You're going to see, how much deeper are you able to get into your pike? Can you get palms to the ground? Can you get knuckles to the ground? Can you pull yourself? Can you get head to your knees? See where it's at. Take that photo. Have you improved? If you have, I'd love to hear about it. Tag me on Instagram.
Ja, perfekt.
Bodyweight Warrior.
Digga, es haben
Tell us about how
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
it's basically
8,
the
9.
routine. As always, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope.
Warum sehen die alle so scheiße aus, die Namen?
Is to hear you guys actually using the routines I put out there
Wirklich?
and making progress. If you did just enjoy this video.
Hallo Leute, willkommen zu einem neuen Workout-Video von mir. Heute werden wir wieder gemeinsam Bauch trainieren. 10 Minuten
werden wir
Bauchtraining.
gemeinsam.
Wir machen 10 Übungen, a 45 Sekunden.
Oh.
Und zwischen den einzelnen Übungen haben wir natürlich
Habt
wieder
ihr auch was
immer
zum Zuschauen, wenn ich
15 Sekunden
mitmache?
Pausenzeit, um die Position zu wechseln. Und zwar heben wir unsere Beine vom Boden aus hoch. Ihr müsst sie nicht komplett durchstrecken, aber einfach vom Boden aus hochheben. Und jetzt geht unser Oberkörper nach oben. Wir klatschen hinter unseren Beinen in die Hände, crunchen unseren Oberkörper schön ein, spannen den Bauch fest an. Das Kinn geht zur Brust und wir spannen unsere Bauchmuskulatur wirklich ganz fest an. Sekunden Pause, wir machen direkt weiter mit dem Bicycle Crunch. Wir können so in der Position auf dem Boden bleiben. Jetzt heben wir unsere Beine vom Boden aus hoch. Ihr könnt quasi die Hände an den Kopf nehmen und jetzt geht immer der linke Ellbogen zum rechten Knie und der rechte Ellbogen zum linken Knie, immer abwechselnd. Wir crunchen den Oberkörper schön ein, spannen den Bauch fest an und das Kinn geht wieder zur Brust. 15 Sekunden Pause. Wir machen gleich weiter mit Sit-Ups. Wenn ihr es nicht schafft, die frei zu machen, so wie ich gleich, dann könnt ihr euch auch mit den Füßen irgendwo bei der Couch oder bei dem Sessel einhaken. Ansonsten macht ihr einfach Muskeln. Wir heben unseren Oberkörper vom Boden aus hoch und gehen wirklich bis nach oben. Wir drücken uns aus unserer Bauchmuskulatur nach oben, crunchen den Oberkörper schön ein. Jawohl.
Ja. Ach, du gehst mit X.
15 Sekunden Pause. Wir machen gleich weiter mit dem Plank, also könnt ihr jetzt die 15 Sekunden
Plank.
Zeit nutzen, um schon mal die Position zu wechseln. Wir gehen in den Ellenbogenstütz, strecken unseren Körper komplett durch, wir halten den Rücken komplett gerade, wir machen keinen Buckel, kein Hohlkreuz, der untere Rücken ist vor allem gerade. Wir ziehen den Bauch schön fest ein, spannen unsere Bauchmuskulatur an, strecken unsere Beine komplett durch, also nicht durchhängen lassen. Der Po ist fest angespannt und der Kopf ist in der Verlängerung zur Wirbelsäule. Wir halten wirklich 45 Sekunden konsequent die Spannung durch. Jawohl.
Jawohl.
15 Sekunden Pausenzeit, die nutzen wir wieder, um die Position zu wechseln. Wir machen jetzt weiter mit dem Klappmesser. Und zwar ziehen wir unsere Knie jetzt immer zur Brust, von rechts nach links über die Mitte, immer abwechselnd. Wir halten schön die Spannung in unserem Bauch, crunchen den Oberkörper schön ein, ziehen die Knie wirklich schön bis zur Brust ran und halten die Spannung. Jawohl.
Jawohl.
15 Sekunden Pausenzeit, die nutzen wir wieder, um die Position zu wechseln. Wir legen uns jetzt auf unseren Rücken, nehmen unsere Beine nach oben und jetzt geht immer eine Hand abwechselnd zu der Außenseite des Fußes, also die linke zur rechten Außenseite des Fußes und die rechte Hand zur linken Außenseite des Fußes. Wir halten schön die Spannung im Bauch, crunchen den Oberkörper ein, das Kinn geht wieder zur Brust und wir spannen unsere Bauchmuskulatur wirklich schön fest an. Wir bleiben während den gesamten 45 Sekunden in der Rechts-Links-Bewegung und legen nicht ab. Haltet die Spannung, zieht durch. Let's go!
Let's go!
Sekunden Pausenzeit. Wir machen gleich weiter mit Reverse Crunch und zwar legen wir uns jetzt auf unseren Rücken. Oberkörper und Kopf bleiben während der gesamten Übung auf dem Boden liegen. Wir kicken mit den Beinen nach oben, also unser Po löst sich für einen kurzen Moment vom Boden und wir drücken uns wirklich aus unserer Bauchmuskulatur wirklich schön nach oben. Spannt die Bauchmuskulatur fest an. Let's go! Weiter geht's mit der nächsten Übung und zwar sind das überkreuzte Crunches. Der linke Ellbogen geht zum rechten Knie und der rechte Ellbogen zum linken Knie. Es löst sich immer nur ein Bein vom Boden, also das andere bleibt quasi, während wir mit dem Ellenbogen das Knie berühren auf dem Boden. Wir crunchen den Oberkörper schön ein, spannen unsere Bauchmuskulatur wirklich ganz fest an. Wir legen den Oberkörper während der gesamten Übung nicht ab und das Kinn geht während der gesamten Übung Richtung Brust. nächste Übung. Wir nehmen unsere Beine wieder nach oben und jetzt berühren unsere Hände bzw. gehen unsere Hände Richtung Füße. Also wir crunchen einmal nach oben ein, gehen kurz nach unten und dann klatschen wir wieder hinter den Beinen in die Hände, so wie quasi in der ersten Übung. Also immer abwechselnd, das ist eine Kombi-Übung. Wir crunchen den Oberkörper wirklich schön ein, spannen unsere Bauchmuskulatur fest an, das Kinn geht zur Brust und wir konzentrieren uns wirklich auf eine saubere Ausführung. Let's go!
Let's go. Nicht mehr viel. Langsam wird es anstrengend.
...15 Sekunden Pausenzeit, die nutzen wir wieder, um ein letztes Mal die Position zu wechseln. Und zwar
Letztes Mal!
In der letzten Übung Mountain Climbers machen. Wir
Mountain Climbers.
Viel
Boah, ich
Stand
bin jetzt
als
so
die
fit zu
Füße
werden.
und
Schon
auf
nicht
die
getan.
Hände. Und jetzt ziehen wir immer ein Bein abwechselnd, beziehungsweise ein Knie abwechselnd zu unseren Ellenbogen. Wir halten unseren Rücken schön gerade, hängen nicht durch, also kein Hohlkreuz, keinen Buckel. Der Kopf bleibt in der Verlängerung zur Wirbelsäule während den gesamten 45 Sekunden. Unsere Beine sind gestreckt, also immer das Standbein quasi. Und wir powern wirklich schön durch. Die letzten
Die
Sekunden
45
gehen noch
Sekunden
nach
darf man
Vollgas.
nicht
Let's go.
unterschätzen. Zu lang.
Die letzten Sekunden laufen und wir haben es auch schon geschafft. Ich hoffe, dir hat das Workout genauso Spaß gemacht wie mir. Wir sehen uns in meinem nächsten Video. Macht's gut!
Mach's gut. Was denn? Fangen wir an.
Als nächstes steht ein Ausdauer-Workout auf deinem Programm. Zähl die Anzahl deiner Wiederholungen und achte darauf, jede beendete Übung zu markieren. Los geht's.
Sei mal ruhig. Hier, ich will Querbild machen. Yeah! Die weltbeste Dehnung. Gut. Leg das mal hier hin. Nicht? Weltbeste Dehnung? Mhm, okay. 10 Mal? 10 Mal. So, jetzt. Los geht's. Hoppa. 1. 2. 3. 5. 6. 7 war das doch. 8. 9. 10. Jetzt drücke ich hier weiter. Und jetzt? First Lunch with. Ich höre gar nicht die Musik. Reverse. Nochmal? Reverse. Reverse Lunge Reaches. Heißt das. Eins. 2. Oh, danach gehe ich so baden. 3. 4. Muss aus. 5. Oh, jetzt hat er schon. 6. 8. Der teuer Zuschauer ist weg. 9. 10. So, nächste Übung. Workouts mit Push-Ups. Gut. Aber gehen wir hier so, dann machen wir mit hinten nach vorne. Erst ein Push-Up. Und jetzt so. 5. Oh, je. Das waren 5. Bitte. 15. Mann, das sieht so falsch aus. Das sieht jetzt so falsch aus. Weiter. Längs raus. Oh. 10. 1. Nochmal First Lunge Reaches. 10. Oh. Letzten 2. Ups. Workout mit Push-Ups. 5. Oh, war ich jetzt bei 3? Ich war bei. Jetzt kommt der 4. Opa. 15. Letzte. Man modifiziert das 15. Scheiße. Scheiß dran. Oh, ich hab nicht raufgeguckt. Und nicht mehr aufpassen. Denkst du? 30 Sekunden Erholung. Perfekt. Ich schon mal was zu trinken kurz. Ausfallschritte rückwärts. 30. Warte, wechselnd oder wechselnd? Oh, ich hab schon vergessen. Ich glaube, ich hatte 4. Den. Werbung. Hopp. 20. Hopp. Oh, mach die Augen bitte. Oh, ich hab vergessen, ich glaube 24 oder 26. Okay. Minecraft Musik. Ja, komm mal. Boat to low boat. 12. Die geht so hier. Man ist erstmal so ausgestreckt. Dann kommt man hier zusammen. Das ist 1. Jetzt kommt modifiziertes Hüftteam. Dabei ist man die ganze Zeit oben, bewegt dann die Beine nach oben. Perfekt. Echt schwer, die ganze Zeit seinen Oberkörper hochzuhalten. Das 4? 20 Stück. Oh. Oh. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich über war oder knapp dann. Seitliche Shuffle Burpees. Boah. Ein Platz. Habe ich dafür Platz? Weil ich kann nicht so seitlich gehen. Ein Zimmer? Ja, stopp. Wie mache ich das? Ja, ich muss normale Burpees machen. Den normalen mache ich. Den. Wie geht nochmal ein Burpee? Wie geht nochmal ein Burpee? Also. Ahnung vorbei. Ahnung vorbei. Gehen im Ausfallschritt. 30. 10. Ich mit den Kindern auf dem Boden. Oh, wie viel habe ich? Scheiße. Ich glaube, es ist 13, oder? Irgendwie. 20. Sehen die aus? Ja. 28. Oder? Weiß es nicht. Weil ich bin ja immer hier und da war ich bei den 10. Und der letzte. Wupp. Boat to low boat. Ja, modifizierter Hüftheben. Die waren gerade richtig anstrengend. Ah, ich hab nicht weiter erzählt. 14. Oh, guck mal, wo mein Oberkörper ist. Da oben. Oh. 14 Burpees! Eigentlich seit ich mit schaffe, aber ich habe leider keinen Platz. Oh. 14 Burpees. Ja, scheiße. Oh. Oh. Erholung. 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 Wenn noch ein Durchgang kommt, dann will ich gebrochen. Ich weiß es nicht. Es kommt noch ein Durchgang. Scheiße. Fuck. Durchziehen. Hä? Was hat ich gerade gemacht? 10. Oh. Weiß nicht, ob ich jetzt 20 habe. Ah ja, muss ich. Noch 4. Letzte. Uiuiui. Ich bin so komplett verschwitzt, scheiße, ey. Ah, ich hab Schweiß in meinem Auge. 10. 20. Oh. Au, au, au. 16 Burpees. Oh no. So, wer ist denn da? Oh, lass einen im Chat. Schau mal was rein. Ich brauche Unterstützung. Guck mich an. Guck mich an. Okay. Ich war gerade 30 Minuten Ganzkörper-Workout und bin gerade an der Endstation. Bin an der Endstation. Mache jetzt 16 Burpees. Gut. War das 16? Ich glaube ja. Was ist 16? Okay. Okay. Ja, ich glaube, das war's, ja? Wenn jetzt noch ein Durchgang kommt. Ich glaube, jetzt kommt nur noch den Stretchen am Ende. Cooldown. Wenn jetzt noch was kommt. Das ist noch ein Durchgang. Digga, what the fuck? War ich so im Verzug? Also wieder 30, ja? Ich bin jetzt bei 2. Wow! Braucht Power! Also 10! 10 Burpees. Danke, Mutter. Danke, Mutter Theresa. Bitte mach mir keine Ahnung was. 10. Die packen wir direkt. Ja! 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 Nur noch den! Nur noch den! Ja! Oh, da ist noch ein Platz. Oh. Oh, mein Herz. Ja, ich kann sogar den Herzschlag, kann das Pumpen sogar mein ja. Oh. Oh, wieder. Oh, mein Auge. Oh, Scheiße. Ja, Leute, wir machen gerade einen Figure-4-Stretch. Am besten, ja so, ihr seht's ja, und dann zum Knie ziehen. Desto näher zum Knie, desto geiler das Stretch. Wie fandet ihr das Workout? Scheiße, Mann. Das Problem ist halt bei so einem Workouts, da gibt es halt keine Zeitbegrenzung pro Einheit, sondern man muss selber die Wiederholungen zählen und so. Und deswegen, weil ich halt ein bisschen langsamer war, ging es halt schneller, langsamer, länger, so. Ja, ich hab nicht mal. Ja. Ach so, und ich. Auf jeden Fall nach dem Workout immer vergisst nicht danach euch zu dehnen. Das ist wie die Wie der Pullover Essential, wisst ihr? Wie der Pullover. Einfach wichtig. Fertig. Fertig. So. Das war's heute mit dem Ach komm, du näher. Das war's heute mit dem Workout. 25 Minuten Harmstring Stretch, 10 Minuten Bauch, 40 Minuten Ganzkörper. Wiederschauen und reingehauen.